Hello guys and welcome back. Okay, now let us introduce more terms. Whenever you are working in machine learning, you are going to notice the following: supervised learning and unsupervised learning. Now what is the difference between these two terms? We have talked about features and label. Okay, in supervised learning you have multiple features. Like again, let's take the example of predicting the house price. So here we have address, or location we can call it. We have construction year, and let's say size here. And label is actually the price. Okay? In supervised learning, we have an algorithm like this. We feed it our features, and we feed it our labels in what we call the training phase. We are going to be training this algorithm here by feeding it features and labels. It's like the following. It's like you're saying, okay, this is house number 1. Those are the features, and this is my label. Try to learn the relationship between the features that produces this label. This is a very simplified way to explain it. We are going to go through the algorithms one by one when we reach there. But for now, just think about it like this. You are passing your algorithm the houses or the feature, and you are feeding it as well the price that you want to predict, and you are telling it, hey, find a relationship between these features so that I can produce this price. And then you feed it the second house. Then you feed it the third house. And you keep doing that in the training process in the hope that if you give it a house without giving a label, it will predict something. Okay? This is the whole point. You give it features, you give your algorithm features and labels in the training phase. You try to find the relationship between features that will produce this label. And then when you are done training, you just pass it a house without the label, and you hope that it can predict the price. These are all the regressions. All of these are regression problems, meaning we are trying to predict a number. Now, this is what supervised learning is about. It's about providing this label. Okay? You need to tell it that those features will produce this label. Now, however, unsupervised learning is different. Now, before I move to unsupervised learning, I just don't want you to confuse that supervised learning is only about regression. It also does classification. But this house predicting problem is actually regression. Now, unsupervised learning, you provide your model with features, but you do not have any label. You only have features. And you want your algorithm to find pattern between these data, these features, so that they can be separated from each other. So this is kind of a classification problem. Why do I mean that? When we started the data section, we have talked about clustering our data, meaning that we created data that were grouping on each other. So this is a bunch of data grouping on each other. This is a bunch of data that are grouping on each other. Unsupervised learning is going to find a way to order these features just the way I drew them. And then it is going to draw boundaries between them like this maybe, and like this, so that it is going to tell you this is category 1, this is category 2, and this is category 3. You did not provide any label to it. It's like giving it a pictures of the numbers 0, 1, 2. You're just giving it a bunch of pictures, and you feed it to an unsupervised learning algorithm in the hope that it can order these images like this, draw boundaries like this, and then tell you, hey, I found the 3 categories here. You did not tell it that there is a difference between these data sets. You just gave it images without telling it what image is what label. You just fed images, and you hoped that it will be able to find boundaries between these data so that they can be separated. This is what unsupervised learning is all about, actually. Now let's give some examples on which algorithms are used for supervised and for unsupervised learning. So for supervised learning, we have algorithms like linear regression, polynomial regression, support vector machine, naive Bayes, random forests. Now all of those algorithms are supervised, and we are going to talk about them one by one. Next we have unsupervised. We have algorithms like PCA, which we will talk about as well. We have k-mean clustering. Those are the most famous two. We also have some set of algorithms that are called manifold learning, and we will be visiting all of that. I just wanted to give you a quick overview about the differences between supervised and unsupervised learning.